Has this ever happened to you? You're in a conversation, things seem fine, and then it just stops? You suddenly realize you're the one sending every good morning text, you're the one asking all the questions. It's confusing, right? A little bit frustrating? Well, today we're going to dive into the really fascinating psychology of the person who goes silent first. And you're left there just kind of staring at your phone, running through everything in your head. What did I do wrong? Was it something I said? Are they mad at me? It happens all the time. And our first instinct is almost always to make it about us. But what if it isn't? What if this whole story is actually about them? Okay, so the first and honestly most important idea we have to get our heads around is this. Their silence, it's almost never an attack. It's a defense. Think of it like a shield, not a sword. Let's really break down what that means. Yeah, this really lays it all out. Our gut reaction, our common belief, is that it's an insult, that we're being actively ignored, that it's aggressive. But the psychological reality is something else entirely. It's actually about self-preservation. They aren't trying to hurt you. They're trying to protect their own energy and defend their personal boundaries. And that leads us right here. This person has probably spent a ton of energy trying to connect, trying to get through to the other person, and it just wasn't being met halfway. So their silence is that moment they stop knocking on a closed door. Instead, they decide to use that precious energy to protect their own peace of mind. And you know, this kind of behavior, it's not about weakness at all. In fact, it's rooted in a really powerful kind of inner strength. It's called social independence. Low social dependence. Now, that's the key to this whole thing. It doesn't mean you're antisocial or a cold person, not at all. It just means that your sense of who you are, your value, it comes from inside you. You're not constantly looking to other people to tell you you're okay or that you're worthy. You are your own source of approval. So how does this actually happen? Well, it usually breaks down into two pretty clear steps. First, there's a moment of recognition, acknowledging just how emotionally exhausting it is to pour everything you have into a one-sided effort. And the second step? It's a conscious choice to stop reaching out first. Not to punish anyone, but as a way to conserve your own resources. It's an act of self-care. This quote from the source material just says it all, doesn't it? Let's say it again because it's so important. Stopping the attempt to get through is not an act of aggression. It's just a realization that you can't force a connection that isn't there, and that your energy is so much better spent somewhere else, and that somewhere else is you. So this brings us to what's really the most profound piece of this puzzle, the core shift. We're talking about a fundamental change in where a person looks to find their sense of value. It's a massive pivot from the outside world to their own inner world. I think a lot of us can admit we've been here. This is that state where a fast reply to your text makes your day, and being left unread can totally ruin it. Your self-worth feels like it's in somebody else's hands, going up and down based on how much attention they give you. You're basically outsourcing your self-esteem. But then there's the turning point. It's this quiet internal revolution. It's that moment a person just decides, you know what? I'm done. Done letting my sense of worth be decided by someone else's response time. This is where they start to take their power back. And this is the destination. A state of inner peace, of true self-reliance. Your value is just there. It's a fact. It's not given to you by other people, so it can't be taken away from them either. Whether they text you back in 5 seconds or 5 days, it literally has zero effect on your fundamental worth as a human being. So let's wrap this up. What's the big takeaway here? Whether you're the one who's gone silent or you're the one left waiting for that reply, understanding this psychology is just incredibly empowering. It completely changes how you look at your relationships and maybe even more importantly, how you look at yourself. So let's just recap the key points here. Remember, going silent first is very often an act of self-respect, not disrespect. It's a signal of a really healthy move towards low social dependence, and it's all about strengthening those personal boundaries. But at its heart, what it really represents is that powerful, vital shift from looking for validation out there to finding it right inside yourself. So we'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. As you go about your life, navigating your own connections and conversations, it's really worth asking yourself this simple but incredibly powerful question. Whose approval is more important? Theirs or your own?